It is blazing outside. This is the beginning of July, and it already feels like hell's fury going on outside. I'm currently in South Carolina, and it reached to be 102 degrees from my location today. And those who know me know I do not like the heat. There was a song that says, I can't stand the rain. Forget that. I can't stand the heat. I keep my air condition. Shout out to my ancestor who created the air condition, who was hot on a porch or hot inside of a house one day and said, you know what? Let me create something that blows out cool air. And I'll try to put her name in the description box somewhere along in this video. But I thank God for her, that she decided to come up with a device, a concoction that the whole world is benefiting from today. And it's called the air condition. And I keep mine around this time of the year. I keep it on about 60, 63, 65, yeah. Because I can always put on more clothes, but you can take but so much off. With that being said, I am very concerned with the health and the wellness of our upcoming athletes that will be participating. And I'm going to do a video on that too, because you know I love the track and field. But those who will be outside competing for the gold, the silver, and the bronze, the ones that will put in that work. I pray for all athletes around the world who will be competing in Paris this year, because it's going to be blazing hot, and they are trying to do everything possible in order to ensure that everyone remains healthy, hydrated, and safe. But it is not a game. And they are really, really concerned with the heat that they are forecasting in Paris, France. Let's take a listen.
Officials in Paris are taking extra steps to make sure athletes and attendees stay safe and stay cool during the summer's Olympic Games. Comes on the heels of a new report from Climate Central, which shows Paris has actually gotten 6 degrees hotter than the last time it hosted the Games a century ago.
Do you guys see that? That 12,000 people died from the heat in France in 2022. That is astonishing to me. And you mean to tell me that there are going to be athletes actually running outside while the sun is beaming on their head and their neck? Ooh, sheesh. Let's listen.
In 1924. And in the past, heat waves this time of year have killed thousands of people in France. National climate reporter Chase Kane spoke to some Olympians who are now pushing to change when and where the Summer Games are held.
During the Tokyo Olympics, the dangerous combination of heat and humidity made it feel at times like 116 degrees, the hottest Olympics on record. I struggled to stay cool while just sitting in the skateboarding arena, so maybe no surprise that according to a report from Japanese doctors, at least 131 athletes needed medical treatment during the Tokyo Games because of heat.
It's in an athlete's DNA to push themselves to the absolute limits. You know, when we're talking about Olympic Games, the reason you're there is because you push your body to those limits. Within safe conditions, that's one thing, but when things get unsafe, yeah, it becomes pretty dangerous.
This Scottish rugby player is one of a dozen Olympians sounding the alarm in advance of the Games, and just last summer, heat waves across France killed 5,000 people. Another in 2003 killed at least 14,000, and that's the main concern highlighted in this report.
I guess I still am just surprised of the timing of these Olympics. I mean, we have seen such deadly heat waves in this exact location at this exact time. Athletes are by far the most at risk here, but also people who are attending, people who are working, people who are outside.
I think in a lot of places in the US and around the world, just summertime competitions, unless they're held in the middle of the night, are going to become essentially impossible.
The International Olympic Committee says the health of athletes is a top concern, and Paris 2024 says they will have free water stations across every venue, and they'll also consider shifting the time of outdoor competition if temperatures top 90 degrees.
To the specific context of climate change.
Something Paris's deputy mayor says they've been working for years to limit as climate change makes Paris increasingly hot.
7 degrees Fahrenheit, 4 Celsius is a big deal if you're in the middle of a heat wave. That's a big difference in temperature.
Yes, and it's dangerous. It's dangerous for the daily life, and so we need to transform the city as fast as possible to protect people and to make the city more sustainable for the future generations.
And that's why they've invested.
I just want to add, I can imagine me just sitting there in the bleachers. I'll still pass. Just sitting there watching them run. That'll up my doggone heat index. Just watching other people run. That would just, I don't think that's a good idea. And then too, if your body is really, really hot, I have been told, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist or anything like that, but you're to drink, room temperature water. But you know that if your body is just really, really hot and you drink something cold, whether it's a cold drink or whether it's water or whatever it may be, your body could go into a shock because your body is so hot. And then you're drinking something cold, your body can actually go into a shock. So I've heard. So it's just a really dangerous thing. But let's continue.
Billions in planting trees to cool the city, adding bike lanes to cut emissions, and working to clean up the polluted Seine River. Positive steps to host the Olympics and permanent benefits for 2 million Parisians. But one sustainability decision has gotten a lukewarm reception. The Athletes' Village will rely on carbon-free geothermal district cooling instead of traditional air conditioning, similar to what's used in parts of downtown Chicago and New York.
Just to put a button on this, there's not a limit in terms of outside heat or humidity where this stops working.
Well,
or is there?
Like all of us, equipment prefers not so hot and not so humid. I mean, we never know what Mother Nature's going to throw at us, right? I mean, it could be a heat dome that could be, very challenging.
Paris 2024 officials say it will keep indoor temperatures at least 11 degrees cooler, but they'll still make individual AC available on request.
Which in one way reduces the emission for the games, but on the other side, for an athlete, that is, they cannot stay cool and cannot recover fast. So I think from an athlete's perspective, that is a negative.
And that tension underscores the urgency of addressing climate change, along with Paris 2024's efforts to cut their carbon footprint. In Paris, I'm National Climate Reporter Chase Kane.
So, as you can see, they are doing everything that they can on their end to make sure that these athletes are staying hydrated, staying safe, and, doing whatever they can. Me personally, I wouldn't want no new technology type of air, whatever they were talking about doing. I don't know. I'm not technical, not mechanical, but just give me the old-fashioned air conditioning unit. I hope that their trainers and their doctors are working hand in hand together to make sure that each athlete is at optimum best and that they are doing everything they can to prepare for what's to come in Paris, France. We are now in July. August is going to be even hotter. So I pray that everyone remains safe. If you like this content, please let me know what you think. If there are any professionals out there that has any suggestions, and not just for athletes, but if you have any suggestions to help keep everyday working Americans and working people around the world cool what are some tips that we can do to stay hydrated, to stay cool? Just one quick tip. Water is good, H2O is good, but also eating a lot of melons, I heard, because they have that water inside of them that really sticks to those molecules, that really sticks to our cells, almost better than H2O. So I know, different melons, such as watermelons, such as honeydew, you have your cantaloupes, things that holds a lot of water. May be a good idea. But what do you think? If you have any suggestions, please comment below and let all of us know, because this summer is not playing. It came in kicking our tail. So please let us know. And I know for those who do believe in heaven and hell, I know that hell is a place that I cannot go. I will be up there at the gates negotiating. If I didn't make it in, I'll be up there trying to negotiate, because that other option is not an option for me. But let me know what you think. Please like, share, comment below, and I will see you in the next video. May God bless.